Thanks to Wendigo Tea for their support. They're keeping each episode steeped in mystery and value. WendigoTea.com.
Your daily game plan for success. It's Sachs in the Morning. Steve Sachs.
Hi, Steve Sachs here with Sachs in the Morning, and welcome to Tuesday, February the 7th. And hang on. Yeah, I'll tell you what, there's all this crud going around, and today my voice just needed a little bit of help. So what did I do? I made a cup of Wendigo tea, Siren. It's a vocal health tea. It's made for professional vocalists, and while the last thing you want to do is hear me sing, I get it, but I do like to talk. It's the perfect tea to soothe your throat. It's caffeine-free. I love the 100% organic nature of the tea. And how about this? Fierce heat of spicy ginger. You'll get a kick out of visiting the website, too. And when you enter the word Sachs, S-A-X, on the discount code, you're going to save 15%. So you can go to wendigotea.com, or you can find it on Sachs in the Morning website as well. And we're going to be talking about negativity and how we get rid of that terrible thing called negativity. We all need to do it. And there's so many benefits of getting rid of negative thoughts, okay? So we're going to quote a few people here. One, this is an article that's written in Fast Company by Marilee Kern. She's going to quote Jamie Haas. She's going to quote a lady by the name of Monica Vermani. And they all kind of have their input on what negativity does and how terrible it is. So anyway, let's just get started about negativity. You know, Jamie Haas talks about this, and she actually has an acronym for something that's called negative manifestation compulsion, or NMC. And she describes what it is. The great thing about it is controllable. I know so many people that just get hammered in their lives because of negative thoughts. And we'll get onto this a little bit later and talk about the saboteur and what that means as well. But Jamie Haas had talked about this. She says that NMC often occurs as a sequence of negative thoughts in close succession. They compound upon each other and ultimately leading you away from, rather than toward, the goals that you seek. Now, these thoughts consume mind share and continue until you're spiraling downward, seemingly unable to stop. We spend a lot of time in our heads reliving negative experiences of our past and imagining and forecasting worst-case scenarios and outcomes. That's what Monica Vermani had said. We often do this as a means of preventing bad things from happening to us, but all this reliving and replaying negative past events and forecasting of looming dire outcomes are just thoughts in our heads. The past is in the past, and the future is just our imagination. Now, we can choose what we think about, how we act, and how we react in the present, and forecast positive rather than negative outcomes. The choice is ours to make. How great of a statement is that? Number one, it's a thing to look forward to, that we can control this thing. My book, Shift, Change Your Mindset and You Change Your World, is all about this. Jettison the negative and keep in the positive. It's really, really important what we put in this computer on our shoulders. So complex. All we have to do is put in the positive and try to keep out those negative thoughts. So there's a few soft skills that can apparently help or hinder us along the way. According to Haas now, she says that negative manifestation often finds its foundation in a lack of focus or drive or direction, sometimes even planning. Smaller negative manifestations act as a warning for the larger ones to come, unless you're taking positive action to stop the process, rather than reverting to past patterns that undermine optimism. You have the ability to observe a negative thought objectively without judgment, and then choose to release and strategically replace it with thoughts of gratitude, visualizations of prior success or joyful moments, reciting affirmations that resonate, and other such mindful activities that can stop a negative manifestation episode in its tracks. One way that I can tell you that this is such a great affirmation of what I did in my coaching training, one of the things that we talked about was the saboteur, and it explains almost verbatim what Vermani and Haas are talking about here. They're talking about how it's meant to protect us. Some of the negative thoughts are meant for us to, not meant to go too far forward now. Watch yourself, because that's a possible downer for you. And that's what negative thoughts do. Sometimes meant to protect, but other times you get into habits of negative thoughts. And those habits are going to create a circumstance that you're living in because of what you're thinking about. And that saboteur that we all have in our lives is meant to just do that, just to kind of protect us. But you need to flick that thing right off your shoulder. Find ways to get rid of those thoughts and put in the positive ones. And that is my short for today. If you like what you heard, give us a positive review, subscribe, and share. Also, remember that the Sax in the Morning swag is now available on my Instagram site. Go to saxinthemorning_podcast. You'll see it right there on the Instagram, and just hit the link. Everything's there, mugs, hats, tumblers, you name it. Take advantage of it.